What if homeownership was just the beginning? Nate Scott, author of Life is Rich: How to Create Lasting Wealth, believes that housing access is the foundation of generational wealth, but only when paired with real financial leadership. Too many families work hard, buy a home, and build equity, yet still find themselves financially stuck. They face shrinking cash flow, growing debt, and a future that looks no different from the one they were trying to leave behind. Homeownership alone isn't enough. The equity in the walls means nothing if the household inside is struggling. The real problem isn't the home, it's what happens after the keys are handed over. Without a financial structure supporting the household, equity erodes through poor cash flow, mounting debt, and habits that quietly drain wealth before it can ever be passed on. Home equity without household financial health is a ticking clock. Here's the gap no one talks about. Real estate is built around acquisition, finding the deal, closing the deal, moving on to the next deal. But what happens to the family after closing day? Who helps them build financial leadership inside the home? That guidance has been missing until now. It's time for a shift. Instead of just closing deals, we build households. Instead of a one-time transaction, we create a long-term relationship focused on household financial health. The goal isn't just to put families in homes, it's to keep wealth growing inside those homes for generations. Here's the reality. Most households are losing money they don't even know they're losing. Inefficient tax withholding, unstructured fixed costs, and unplanned consumption quietly erode cash flow month after month. The result? Families who own homes but can't build wealth. To change the outcome, we have to change the system that controls the cash flow. We start with a 90-day household evaluation built around 4 core pillars: cash flow, debt structure, asset positioning, and behavioral habits. This deep analysis gives families a clear picture of where they are and a roadmap for where they need to go. The 90-day process works in 3 phases. First, diagnose. We assess the household's current cash flow, debt, and financial habits. Second, capture. We restructure spending to free up cash and redirect it toward assets. Third, build. We establish the wealth-building habits that turn short-term gains into long-term legacy. The household economic system connects 3 powerful forces: consumption, income, and habits, aligned to strategies, ownership, and wealth. When families learn to intentionally manage their spending, redirect income toward assets, and build wealth-building habits, everything changes. This is the system that turns homeowners into legacy builders. The partnership model redefines the realtor's role across 4 steps, from transaction facilitator to trusted advisor to financial coach to long-term household wealth partner. This isn't about selling more homes. It's about building lasting relationships that change family trajectories. For FCAR members, this model unlocks 4 major advantages: deeper client loyalty, differentiated value in a crowded market, recurring revenue beyond the transaction, and the fulfillment of knowing your work creates real, lasting change in people's lives. Here's the plan: a 90-day pilot to prove the model works. We bring together founding partners, serve real households, and measure real results within 90 days. This isn't theory. This is a structured, time-bound test designed to validate impact before we scale. Imagine this at scale: 50 partners, 1,000 families, a movement that transforms how communities build wealth through housing. This isn't just a business model, it's a blueprint for closing the wealth gap one household at a time. Now imagine what happens when the pilot succeeds. We take this model and scale it. 50 founding partners, 1,000 households served, a replicable system that spreads community by community. This is how a pilot becomes a movement. Real estate has always had the power to transform lives, and transformation doesn't end at the closing table. It begins there. When agents commit to walking with families beyond the transaction, they don't just sell homes, they build legacies. Real estate has always had the power to transform lives, but the transformation doesn't end at the closing table. It begins there. When we commit to walking with families beyond the transaction, we don't just sell homes, we build futures. Are you ready to be a founding partner? Here's how to join. Register for the 90-day pilot, attend the orientation, and begin serving your first households. The timing has never been better. The families who need this are already in your pipeline. Let's build something that lasts. This is the generational wealth pipeline. 4 steps that take a family from housing access all the way to generational wealth. Step 1, access. Step 2, equity. Step 3, financial systems. Step 4, legacy. Join Nate Scott and let's build that pipeline together.